Studio in South Florida, Twist Gaming. Featuring lead broadcaster, Matt Koza. Co-host and creative genius, Josh Perry. Co-host and interviewer extraordinaire, Ann Lazito. Co-host and marketing mogul, Aaron Murphy. With appearances from special guest, Lucy. Welcome to Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us.
Hello everyone, welcome to this game where you normally get to play board games with us, but we're going to do an unboxing tonight. I'm here with the Black Knight expansion for Kingdom of Death. It just came in the mail today. We're going to be opening up, taking a look through it, and seeing what's going on inside. Going to try to keep it for spoiler free right now. So I'm not going to dig too deep into like his cards, and I don't know if it comes with philosophies or what comes in here. So we're going to just take like a high level look at it. Let's get started. Oops, dropping things. So for those who haven't seen the box yet, it's one of the newer boxes. It's new. It's like the Gambler chess box. It's a nice box with I mean, it's like the base game too, with the black on black with the crest in the front. But come on, change cameras. There you go. There we go. We got that. But then we got a nice piece of artwork on the bottom. The spot UV crest is nice. I'm curious what they're going to do for the Red Witches, since they're going to do a red box. If they're going to do like a red UV, would kind of be cool. This off to the side. Didn't really go far. All right. Some interesting things I did note on the back of the box. Back up real quick. Is everything's just falling out. We have the MA content warning, core game required, but we also have the 1 through 4 player, but we also have barcode on. So I don't know if Boost is looking to go retail or they're just updating their system, and using an actual stock tracking system that uses barcodes. Because I think this is the first piece of the first product with a barcode on it. All right, so we got a couple of the bigger cards. We got dividers. Maybe even use EPA. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like they might be doing that. Just make it easier for shipping. So it could just be an internal thing they're doing. But typically, if they're doing the shipping stuff, it would be on the outer box. They would put that information on. Because I'm assuming they came pre-boxed to the warehouse. But who knows? All right, let's take a look at what we got here. We got some gear grids. I'm assuming this is for the 5-year campaign. We'll take a look at those in a second. We have a bunch of new terrain. I think that's a broken booby. Might be a pot. Who knows? I think they're supposed to be pots. That kind of looks like a broken booby. We got 5. Yeah, we got 5 sheets for the mini campaign. Squires of the Citadel. So there's a story every year. Earl, Guardian, Mountain Lion, the quest, glimpse into the future, secrets. And then we have suspicions. The Squires observe suspicious behaviors. And if their total suspicion is A+, they gain +3 insanity. Interesting. There's only 2 innovations, which is Forbidden Dance and Blackguard Code. Oh, and each Squire has their own different age milestone. Which is kind of cool. Nothing on the back. I do like this. I put the gold foil on the thing. Put it up here. So it's more of a the thicker paper stock. It's not the same as the rest of the book like the original ones are, which is nice. Got like a nice cardboard paper feel. Very shiny. We'll take a look at the book in a minute. See what else we got here. We've got the minis. Come on. So this is the Black Knights. We're looking at, I don't know if this is all of them. I mean, there's some more pieces. Doesn't look like all of them. So these are our 4 squires. They're on here. More Black Knight armors. That's and bases. All the bases. Also got big stack of terrain. You make like a whole new board with this? This seems a little intense. Yeah, I think we just like randomize a whole board. I'm curious, like, oh, move it over so you guys can see. So it looks like it kind of, I'm assuming you can't move through the pots or something, things like that. So it's kind of a little labyrinth. Interesting. Take a look at some cards. We have a couple new event cards. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to show off these a little bit, but not really the text of it. We have It Rang. Jousting. Like they're having some fun there. And Knighting. None of them have the new little red X that you don't add them right away, so these just go straight into your campaign if you're playing with a Black Knight. We have some knowledges, it looks like. And the collective cognizant card. Yeah. So we have collective cognizant. Is that the monster knowledge, basically? So the monster knowledge is duty bound. This is interesting. You have to take domestic pressure to advance. Oh, I'm not gonna show the last one. I'll show the art off. I go into like what it unlocks, but it's cool. So she's missing a leg. She's like, I'm still going. I don't care if I'm missing a leg. So it's cool little knowledges. Has some dividers. What do we have divider for? We have divider for the Black Knight, the Squire campaign, and This is like, I feel like we got a lot of tactics dividers. Like that's come up a bunch. Come on. So, fighting arts, some innovations. These cards. These cards. Seed patterns. Secret fighting arts. Regular patterns. A lot of patterns. White lying cards. Innovations. Fighting arts. Orders. And the other stack. I think it's just the rest of the AI and stuff. Come on. Open up. Squire armor. Great. Oh, we have a couple armor sets here. Cool. Seeing chat at all. I don't know if you guys are there or not. And double check the computer that everything's running right. Just lurking. Okay, that's fine. I'm not sitting in front of the computer, so I can't see. No worries, guys. I just wanted to make sure everything was running. It's a little harder when there's only one person here and I can't check the computer. Just want to make sure I didn't get disconnected. All right, so let's take a look at some of the stuff. We have three new disorders. We have dishonorable. There is no high road. You cannot depart unless you are insane. Gain +1 speed when attacking a monster that is knocked down or from its blind spot. It's actually interesting. I like that. Not really negative. I mean, being insane to depart a little bit, but you can kind of work around that. Maldorite. You are not sure-footed. When you end your movement on terrain, you are knocked down. Situational. I'm assuming it's going to come in a lot more with the Black Knight. And then the top Obia. I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce that. You're afraid to fall. When you suffer knockback, suffer a monster level brain damage. Interesting. I thought I was going to say suffer damage equal to the knockback, which would be really, really bad because typically it's knockback 5. What else we got? We got a couple of fighting arts here. Have the escape artist. If you would suffer an after damage effect, roll a d10. On 8+, you definitely escape and ignore its effect. Ooh. I like that. Barrel strength. Gain +1 strength if insane when attacking with a non-finesse weapon. I think that's the first thing that interacts with finesse. Even though it's a negative thing, kind of, but that's fine. And then Piercer. Daggers and swords gain precision 1 when you attack night monsters. Precision 1 on perfect hit, inflict an automatic critical wound the first location you resolve. Ooh, that's cool. This goes here. What else we got? We got a couple white line cards. We have the Mountain Predator. It's a new trait. When your movement or knockback ends further away from the monster, its hunger intensifies. Put a token on this card. Start of each monster's turn, remove a token from Mountain Predator and draw AI. Beat this until no token remains. Makes him a little mean. We have a Cat Scream. Turn to face the target. The monster emits a horrible scream. Each non-death threat in the monster's station rolls 1d10. If the result is 4+ that suffers the Fleet Brain Trauma. And then the Wide Eye Stare. Move Intimidate. The monster meets your gaze with an unfeeling primal stare. Turn to face the target. Roll d10 on the result of 2+. The target suffers monster level brain damage and knockback 6. Okay. So we're giving the white line some more knockback. We have 2 secret fighting arts. We have Hard-Headed. Reduce all damage to your head. Hit location to 1. Oh, it's not buy 1, it's 2-1. So if you have a shit ton of head armor, yeah, that's really, gotta process that for a second. And then Sacred Code. Once per showdown during your act, you may recite the code. Everything else trembles and collapses into a heap. All our survivors and monsters are knocked down. Interesting. This has a Squire's keyword, so I wonder if this is just for the Squire's campaign. We have 2 new tactics. We have the Black Guard tactics. All survivors have honorable for the duration of the showdown, in addition to any other disorders they may have. When a survivor attacks a monster from its face, they gain +1 survival, once per round. That's interesting. You can't attack from the blind spot. You can attack knockdown, I think, is honorable. I'm not 100% sure. But survival regain's really sweet. And then launch formation. Once per showdown, the survivors are standing in this formation. The survivor in the magnetic position may be launched. All our survivors spend 1 survival to launch their comrade forward. They suffer knockback 6 away from the other survivors. Then the launched survivor activates and attacks with a melee weapon with +3 strength. To draw the trap, reshuffle it into the hit location deck. Ooh. The way to shuffle the hit location deck. You know, trap's coming up. That's cool. So, yeah, it's expensive. It's like 3 survival, but so there are these Squire campaign cards. I'm not going to show the other side because I think they might be a little spoilerly. They have some really, really pretty artwork though. Try to show it without This is basically 1 card for each Squire, and it's got their artwork on it. They look really nice. I really do like the artwork on it. What else we got here? Got a couple new trains. So these are all 4 terrains are just for the Black Knight. They're not for the terrain deck. So we have Rubble, Destroy Beyond Repair, Noble Urns. Crumble and survivors cannot voluntarily move into crumbling terrain. Survivors can be placed or knocked back onto crumbling terrain. When they do, they collide with it painfully. Replace the crumbling terrain with a rumble terrain tile, and the survivor suffers 1 damage to a random hit location. When a monster collides with a crumbling terrain, replace it with a rumble terrain tile. For activation break, replace this terrain with a rebel terrain tile. If someone has pottery, roll d10 on 10 plus, gain a random vermin resource. Oh, so we can search for all the vermins because there's a lot of these on the board. And there is. Can I not show that off? I didn't show it off. There are 2 giant sheets of rubble terrain. That's interesting. And then we have the Bell Altar, obstacle crumbling, activation roll of d10. You have 3 plus understanding. You see the precise striking instrument hidden in the altar's fine tracery. Add +3 to your roll. Get hit in the head and knock back, or remove a +1 token. So I guess he gives himself +1 tokens on that. Controlling the ancient man. Turns the rubble. So it's a one-time use. Get rid of +1 strength, +1 toughness token. We have shooting seed patterns. So we have that. Then we have $15 pattern cards that look like they're 3 different armor sets. So there's 3 different there's 4 armor set bonus cards. So I'm assuming this is for the Squire campaign. Complete armor set, Squires, add 1 armor to all hit locations. Pretty straightforward. But we have 3 other armor sets. We have the Earl armor set. Add 2 armor to all hit locations. Double any bonuses gained by other survivors when you encourage. Interesting. We'll have to see how that works out. We have the Count armor. Add 2 armor to all hit locations. When you attack with a melee weapon, if it is not your first attack this round, cancel any reaction wounds on hit locations drawn. That's so when you surge or something, it's a little safer. Then and it's also, yeah, there might be some encouraged gain survival. The other thing with the wound thing is you don't have to necessarily hit on the first attack. So if you hit and you miss, or you swing and you miss, the second one gets that bonus anyway, which is cool. Swords in your gear grid gain the finesse keyword. When you repost, also gain movement at the start of your next hack. You have to track movement between acts, an extra movement. That's a little bookkeeping. So there are these vignette survivors, which are all for the survivors. So I think there might be a vignette fight that we can do. One-time fight, because there are some gear grids. I thought the gear grids might be for the Squire campaign, but maybe it's for both. Who knows? They're right here. So we have 4 gear grids. We have Kane, who has longsword. Set the result of the extra strength roll from sharp to 10 for the first wound attempt to stack. Oh, nice. And he's wearing the Martianess armor set. Riposte. When you block or deflect a hit, gain an activation at the start of your next act. Limit once per round. Oh, so you get an extra activation and a movement. That's nice. +2 movement while there's a sword in your gear grid. Okay. It looks like Kane's like the main Squire. And then Owen and Ellie have the exact same. Oh, all three almost have almost the exact same gear grid. So they're wearing the Squire armor. Owen and Ellie both have this blackguard knife. On a perfect hit, if you're attacking from the blind spot, gain +1 luck for the attack, which is nice. You may reveal the top card from either the AI or hit location. If the trap is revealed this way, suffer 3 brain damage. Otherwise, may discard it. Ooh, I like that. That's interesting. Full belt, put token this. If you would suffer knockback while there is token on this, remove a token and place your survivor on the closest unoccupied space. Yeah, deadly persistent. The tunic, reduce all damage to hit locations by 1 to a minimum of 1. When your body armor point reaches 0, it loses its effect for the rest of showdown. I like that. I think we should see that on more things. Squire sandals, +1 movement, +1 evasion. When you're knocked down, roll d10 on a 6+, you nimbly recover and stand. So you guys get up easily. Lola has the exact same gear grid, except they have a hammer instead of a sword. So and they can use an activation. All adjacent survivors restore 3 armor to all hit locations. Interesting. That is a lot of extra movement. Okay. So we got that going on. What else we got here? We got a couple innovations. I'm just going to show them off. Wait, that is, yeah, it is super healing. So we have the Blackguard Code, the Toppled Ball, the Bell of Challenges. Oh, the Toppled Bell and the Bell of Challenges give you either honorable or dishonorable when you do it. Interesting. All right, what else do we got here? Those are the bigger cards. The thing I haven't opened yet is the gear. We can take a look at some of it. Ooh. And we'll take a look at the book. Come on, open up. We have a court set, right? The court armor set. So this is the +2 armor hell hit locations. The second attack, any wound attempts are changed. The court sandals, on arrival, lose 1 survival and gain +1 movement token. Okay. The Talbert, which is on arrival, lose 1 survival and gain +1 speed token. Headgear is during your act, you may spend an attribute token to activate a melee weapon and attack. Limit once per round. Okay. The vest is just a bunch of affinities. Got a lot of red and green in this set. And then the wrap-ins are on arrival, lose 2 survival and gain +2 strength token. So lose some survival on arrival, but you get a bunch of tokens that you can basically use as survival actions or search actions. But that what it says, right? Yeah, basically surge, melee attack. Next up is the Earl set. +2 armor, and then whenever you encourage. You got some boots with some good affinities. Your head armor is just a jaw guard, and when you encourage, it affects all knockdown survivors. Armor part is whenever you encourage, roll d10 on a 6+, all affected survivors gain +1 survival. Oh, so when double any bonuses gained by other survivors will encourage. So they will get 2 survival. The sleeves, when you encourage, all affected survivors gain a deflect token. That's nice. And then the waist is when you depart, +2 survival, which is good. Already looked at this armor set. We have a new it is Black Knight badge. Unique on arrival, gain +1 strength token and draw 1 tactics card. I like the little armor crest on there. Cool. We're gonna show off these last badges. We don't need no stinking badges. Oh, let me double check that. Oh, so these C patterns you can make multiples of. So the first one is that shield. You can actually make 3 of them. Is another survivor will collide with you due to knockback instead of their knockback and place them standing in the nearest unoccupied space to you. And the other one are guitars, so you can make weapon melee guitar finesse, piercing claws 257, paired barb 2. 3 or more of your attack rolls hit. Remove a token from the monster before drawing hit location. That's cool. So the rest of the stuff is rare gear. And technically all the armor are pattern cards. So you need to get the pattern cards to make any of the armors. It does kind of look like feet guitars. So we have the Black Gauntlet. Accessory, ignore severe injuries to the arm location. You cannot activate 2-handed weapons. So you could wear that with the Thunder Maul and ignore the Thunder Maul effect. No, it's 2-handed. 2-handed thing kills you there. Okay, can't do that. But could be cool. We have the camping bag. Item heavy, -1 evasion on arrival. All survivors gain +2 survival. Ooh, crossarm bar. Yeah, that would be cool. So this is kind of like first aid kit. It just gives you -1 evasion and not as many green affinities. Everburn, item, tool, metal, other. One of your or an adjacent survivor's weapons. It's an S. Adjacent survivors gain sharp and deadly 2 until the end of the round. Limit once per round. That's nice. It's also a weapon. It's a 199. So it's strong in itself. These are all rare gear, so we don't know how we got these in there. Felbrant, weapon grand. Oh yeah, it's a tool. I didn't even notice that. It does not have melee. True. 169. Sharp, devastating, deflect 1. When you wound the monster, it gains a -1 evasion token, limit once per round. So you just give it -1 evasion every time you wound with it. That okay. Sure. That seems a little OP. Magnum knives. Range 5, deadly savage. When you attack, if you are within 3 spaces of the monster, you may hit once automatically instead of making any attack rolls. Interesting. So this is the throw sword dagger. That's cool. It's a throw with other weapon keywords though. So sword mastery, dagger mastery, both work with these. And it's a 3/6/7, so it's strong. It's nice. In close up, you just get automatic hit. There is no throw mastery yet. Not that we've seen. But yeah, the auto hit is crazy. We have other makes it a little restricted for some people, but it's still really nice. Portable water phone. Item instrument noisy. Tune the water phone and roll a d10. On an A+, the vibration affects the monster. Remove one of its tokens. Yeah. It's already deadly, so you just be adding an extra deadly to it. You give it sharp too, but got 7 strength. I doesn't really need that. We have the Shrieking Bow. 265. The Noisy Bow. Okay, another noisy gear. Range 5, cumbersome. End of your attack, if you wound the monster, roll a d10 on a 7+, gain the priority target token. Interesting. Yeah, it just apparently yells all the time. Looks normal, just yells all the time. Yeah, so it's a distraction bow. The range, wish the range was a little bit more so you kind of height the monster a bit. But I mean, you do this, you dash, and then when the monster goes, you can dash again if needed. The tank's bow, yeah. We have Wrath. The weapon melee sword, nuclear resin finesse. Have we? Yeah, we have resins from yeah, forces the monster to move to you. The 1/5 13 deadly 3. When you critically wound with this, archive all tokens the monster has and inflict an additional wound for each. What? For each token? For each token. Mind you, I just want to remind you guys, we have that. I have to see how it all works, but like, yeah, plus and minus tokens. Like, yeah. All right, there's 2 that I left. Where's the other one? Did it fall? It did. This is a first for KDM. I saw this and I just had to, put it to the side for a second because we'll first show off the first half of it. We have the hand. There's a club, grand sword, massive, heavy. Yeah, the legendary phoenix has like plus 1,000 luck tokens. So yeah, sure. Devastating 3. Oh, I guess I have to put the whole thing on so you can read the full card. So we have the Iron Hand, weapon melee, club, grand sword, 2-handed, metal, massive, heavy. The 2/5/30 takes up 2 gear slots. Unique, sharp, reach 3, devastating 3, irreplaceable. You may concentrate. If you do, spend an activation to perform an attack with this weapon at the start of your next act. If the monster is within reach, that ignores impervious and parry. This gear cannot be activated any other way. Oh, so you have to like wind it up and like wait a turn. That's interesting. Cool though. Well, it says you can spend an activation to perform attack with this weapon at the start of your next turn. So you can do it every round. And as long as the monster is close to you, you can do it. Because the next round you can just spend your activation again to concentrate. It doesn't say you have to spend the activation next round as well. Ooh, you could do that too. Ooh. That is true. You can concentrate beforehand. You can surge during the monster's turn or during some other. Yeah, they're both rare. It's all rare gear. But yeah, Norp Impervious is really nice. And parry, then you don't have to worry about crit in it. Devastating 3, 2 speed, devastating 3. You're gonna beat shit up. That's what's gonna happen. All right, that's all the cards. At least what I'm gonna like fully show off. Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. I am gonna show off the basic for the Black Knight. So he goes furthest threat in range, closest threat in field of view, no target seek out, move and attack, 3 speed, 3 accuracy, 3 damage. After damage, if adjacent, perform smash with the same target. So let's look at his stats. Level 1, he's got 13 health, 6 movement, 10 toughness. He starts with +4 toughness tokens. So he's got a 14 toughness to start with. So you have to deal with that. Okay. Smash, Sheer Cliff, Spry, Red Preference. Okay. I just want to see what those traits are. Curious about Red Preference. I wonder if it's like whoever has the most red affinities. My guess. This is the trait. I think that's a first. Also, it's a way to give you red hair. But it sounds like if your miniature physically has red hair. So you just want to paint reds now. I thought it was going to be red affinities. That's how I read it. Sheer Cliffs. When a survivor suffers knockback to the board edge, with knockback remaining, stop their knockback at the board edge and scramble to survive. Your remaining knockback will affect your fate. Good to know. Never have a ginger tank. Yes. What's the other one? Spry. The Black Knight definitely avoids the flailing bodies of bouncing survivors. Survivors suffer knockback, move through spaces occupied by the monster as if they were not there. Or ends their knockback on the space occupied by the monster. They suffer collision and knockback 5. So he can dodge. He knows the 5Ds of dodgeball. Smash. Smash. Full move the monster adjacent to the closest statue. If the monster is adjacent to the statue. Place the target and smashes them into the statue. He dodges flying corpses. Place the target in front of the monster into the statue. Flip this card and perform bounce. Bounce. Target suffers. Bounces off the statue. They suffer knockback 8 away from the terrain according to the bounce direction. Since the target was placed on this terrain, do not add 4 to their knockback. Flip this card back to smash. Okay, that's interesting. I just want to put this picture. At first glance, it looked a little bit more dirtier than I thought. It's not as bad, but this unsteady art. Math nightmare. Okay. Ooh. He's got some special hit locations. Not reading that out to you. Yeah, it looks like it'll be fun. All right, let's take a look at the book. We've looked at everything else. Take a look at in a book. They have a long list of credits. It's nice though that they list. I do like this artwork of these little like stained glass windows, but they have game design credits and testing, art, copy editing, miniature sculpture, which is very cool. Also, I like this piece of artwork right here. The bell stands silent in the settlement as unaware questions until the day the red-haired stranger arrives. In that moment, survivors hear the peal of the bell and know the answer in their hearts. The survivors will ascend the mountains to face off with the Black Knight in its crumbling citadel. Crashing and bouncing like ragdolls, they'll cling to the edge or make a final beautiful flight into the gloom. Then there's the component list. 2 ways to play. This expansion includes a No 3 Nemesis for Monsters campaign. No 3 Nemesis monsters are among the toughest challenges to menace the settlement. This expansion also includes a Squire campaign that tells the story of 4 squires. Black Knight Nemesis. Add the Black Knight Disorder Fine Art, Secret Fine Arts, Armor Set Bonus Tactics, Settlement Event cards to the respective deck. If your campaign includes Sea Patterns, add those. If your campaign includes Arc Survivors, add the Black Knight DC card. They use the following story events in this book. Add Black Knight to a new campaign. You're going to add Waiting Bell to Lantern Year 13 on the settlement's timeline. Current campaign, add it to the current Lantern Year or 13, whichever's later. You may not challenge a level of Black Knight from past Lantern Years. Black Knight and People of the Dreamkeeper. The hand dodgily scrutinizes the Dreamkeeper's schemes. Its arrivals in the settlement is unavoidable when you add the Black Knight to your campaign. You'll face the Black Knight and the hand in Lantern Year 13. These are both No 3 Nemesis monsters. To accommodate their arrival, change the hand Nemesis Showdown Lantern Year 13 to a special showdown on your settlement's timeline. Okay. Squire campaign. The Squire campaign is a short story of 4 faithful servants of the Black Knight. Each Lantern Year, the Squire campaign describes the events, the settlement, hunt, and showdown phase. On their journey, the Squires face distant versions of the Black Knight and monsters from the Monster Core game. To begin your campaign, turn to the Squire campaign section. All right. Rules. I'm just kind of skimming through things which we already know. Talks about how tactics deck works, the night expansions, synchronous attacks, Black Knight armor patterns. Defeating Black Knight gives survivors a glimpse into the craft and technology of the Black Knight Citadel. Inspired by what they see, the survivors gain pattern cards they can attempt to build. Any pattern cards gained by the settlement can be built during the development step of the settlement phase. Spend the listed costs for the gear. See patterns, drafting table or insight. Arc Survivor settlement may choose as offerings to the Restless Black Knight. Arc Survivors are a strain of Divergent Survivors. Rules for Arc Survivor campaigns are included in the game wish list. CC, the knowledges. Gear of multiple gear cards. Expansion includes a massive weapon that is represented on 2 gear cards. To carry this gear, both gear cards must be placed in the gear grid to create the unbroken image of the gear. All cards that comprise this gear are treated as a singular piece of gear. A Heart Flute innovation. The Black Knight cannot be called using the Heart Flute. The Black Knight Citadel. Showdowns with the Black Knight take place in the crumbling cliffside Citadel. Do not use the core game showdown board. Instead, use the Citadel tiles and the expansion combined to create a unique Citadel showdown board. The Showdown Black Knight story event details the Citadel showdown board setup. Citadel tile. Most Citadel tiles start face down. Survivors are unfamiliar with the Black Knight's domain and cannot effortlessly find their way into face down tiles. Face down tiles are revealed by the monsters moving into them. Hapless survivors suffer knockback through them, or survivors shining their lanterns to explore them. When a Citadel tile is revealed, flip it over to its face upside without rotating it. The monster may move into face down tiles to reach survivors when the monster enters the space on the face down, reveal it and continue the monster's movement. Knockback, go flip tiles as you go through it. Shining Lantern. A survivor adjacent to a face down Citadel tile may spend activation to shine their lantern and reveal it. So it's a whole activation to do it. The terrain on Citadel tile is represented by images or structures on them. I got the urn, we got the bell altars, which are showed off on the terrain. So no other terrain can be in the Citadel. So things like strategies and the bug trap do not work. Oh, here's a cool picture of the bell altar. Dangerous knockback is when coming off the thing. Almost everything is crumbling. There's a whole chart how the statues work. I'm not going to read this into detail. This is the story event. It's the bell. The waiting bell. Bell was waiting when we arrived. Waited silently as we grew up around it. So okay, so this basically tells you to add the Black Knight to year 13, 17, and 24. So we can add the Black Knight to the current campaign. I don't know if we want to do that though. I'm gonna let you guys in chat decide. Not going to really show off the story events that much. The artwork is really, really cool, though. Yeah, that's what I figured. I'm going to just kind of show off the artwork a little bit. Oh. Go and focus. Oh, the autofocus is on. Oh, the focus is being all weird. Yeah, it's working now. Soka, how to zoom all the way back out. Kind of showing off some of the art. Yeah, it's a little bit more colorful. Oh, this is kind of cool looking. We have the Scramble to Survive, which is the event you roll on when you go off, but they have like this falling off the side edge picture. Squire campaign. Squires, by honor, dreaming of a better life. The Squire feet fret over their lords, increasing uncomfortable temper. Play 4 Squires in this 5-year lantern. The Squire campaign. Squire campaign is a short tale of 4 Squires struggling under the weight of obligations overhead. Temperamental guardian broads wrecking their scarce citadel with its moods. Like other campaigns of Monster Death, Kingdom Death Monster, each lantern year follows the cycle of settlement. In Showdown phase, the unique events of the Squire lantern years are described one lantern year at a time. Each lantern year rules specify the choice and outcome that face the Squires during each game phase. Play them in order, leading to the campaign's conclusion at the end of lantern year 5. This campaign uses the Monster's core game rules and the story events in the section and components included in this expansion. The record sheet, the vignette cards, gear grids, rare gear, suspicious cards, and Blackguard duty innovation. Turn of Squire campaign. To begin, assemble the 4 Survivor miniatures. Use Survivor record sheets, the Squire vignette cards, and unique suspicion cards to record each Squire's attributes, corresponding gear grid, and the Squires of the Citadel settlement record sheet. Turn lantern year 1. The campaign is the story of the 4 Squires. Ella, Owen, Kane, and Lola. Their story is set in a settlement hidden under the Black Knight Citadel. The Squires' lives are cramped and harried. Ragged with exertion, they labor to uphold their principle while at the whims of their masters' violent moods. Create Squires using the vignette cards. Specify each Squire's hunt XP, insanity, survival attributes, fighting arts, abilities, and other details in their life. Use their gear grid to record their armor points. Each Squire Give each squire their suspicion card. So I'll show these off because I guess they're not that spoilery. So they're all suspicious of each other, and they all get tokens when something happens to that person. Each squire has a corresponding gear grid. The gear printed on the gear cannot be archived, but it can be covered with gear cards. Gear is covered, treated as if it was removed from the gear grid. So you can't rearrange their gear, but you can give them other gear. Suspicion. Close quarters breed deep divides. Each squire has each squire has a similar suspicion of one of their fellows, which is represented by a unique suspicion card. Name denotes to who the suspicion belongs. Final act of the story, the squire's suspicion will come to a head. Use the revelation section of the squire's campaign to resolve revelations only if that squire has filled all their suspicion milestones on the Squire of the Citadel settlement record sheet. So we have so it's 4 suspicions. 19 years of Squires. The Squires campaign is the story of their duty to care to the Citadel and its guardian. Squires strive to lead lives worthy of a place in the inner sanctum. Their pursuit of the goals dictate how they spend each lantern year. Belt does not follow Linden paths of innovation, nor does it build locations. A story event during the campaign, Squires may trigger condensed story events found on a page in this section of the rulebook. Read them aloud only if they occur, and beware of spoilers. Squire hunt phase. The Squires leave the Citadel settlement, but their hunt phase reflects the events of their story. Each lantern year describes a unique hunt phase they must endure. Settlement phase and returning Squires. All living Squires are returned survivors each lantern year. Each lantern year describes the endeavors earned and the ways the Squires may spend them. Showdown. Use each monster showdown story event to set up a showdown according to the monster and level listed on each lantern year. Examine any special rules or conditions listed before starting the showdown. Use the victory and death condition listed for each showdown in this campaign. Whereas the Citadel record sheet, the tales of these 4 survivors' record on. Use the record sheet and set the survivors' limit to 6. Fill the first lantern year on the timeline to lantern year 1. Game over. El, Loda, and K must survive to lantern year 5 to reach the conclusion of the Squire campaign. If any Squire but Owen dies before lantern year 5, it is game over. Owen's allowed to die. I'm not gonna even kind of show this off because it's super spoilery. There's some really cool art though, but everything's kind of buried in with each other. Oh, so in the back of the book there are little boxes for certain events. Thank you, Ivan's the cat. We do have some cool artwork in the back of the book. Got the Citadel statues, Mr. Black Knight. Some broken columns and stuff. There's another copy of the Squire campaign in the back, and that is the rest of the book. That is Black Knight. It looks cool. I can't wait to try the little short campaign. Gotta finish Gambler Chest first though. We're almost there. If you're new, come join us on Tuesday nights, typically at 8:30 Eastern, to do Twitch Plays Kingdom of Death. We're in year 21 or 22. We just unlocked the king. I think we're going to try to fight him. I got to double check where we are. Otherwise, thank you for joining and have a great night. Bye.